Scene, dramatic montage, people sharing weight loss success, carnivore meals sizzling, testimonials popping on screen. Narrator. What if everything you've been told about healthy eating has been wrong for decades? What if vegetables, the very foods we're taught to love, were secretly causing many of your problems? A diet with no fruits, no vegetables, no grains, just meat sounds insane. But the people doing it? They're losing 50, 75, even 100 pounds. Their anxiety dissolves. Their depression disappears. Their gut problems vanish. And the question is, why? Today, we dive deep into one of the most controversial diets on earth, the carnivore diet, and explore how removing plants seems to solve problems that medicine couldn't. Scene, montage of real people speaking about the carnivore diet. Narrator. I lost 52 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. I'm never hungry. My depression, gone. My migraines, gone. My anxiety, gone. These are not isolated stories. Thousands of them exist online. But none is more well known than Mikhaila Peterson, daughter of Jordan Peterson. Since childhood, she suffered from arthritis so severe she needed an artificial hip and ankle, depression, bipolar disorder, chronic fatigue, sleeping 17 hours a day. Doctors prescribed her methotrexate, SSRIs, OxyContin, Tylenol 3, Adderall, antihistamines, cortisone. Nothing fixed her life. Then she did something extreme. She cut out everything except beef. 2 weeks later, the itching stopped. 4 weeks, her depression lifted. 5 months, her crippling anxiety was gone. Her entire story was turned into a TEDx talk. But TED refused to upload it. Why? Because her story was the wrong anecdote. Scene, black and white images of Arctic explorers. Long before YouTube trends, the carnivore diet existed in the most extreme place on Earth, the Arctic. In 1906, explorer Vilhjalmur Stefansson lived with the Inuit for years. He learned something unbelievable. People could live, healthily, on nothing but meat and fish. No scurvy, no cancer, no diabetes, no heart disease, perfect teeth. Stefansson then proved this publicly. He and a colleague volunteered to live 1 full year on an all-meat diet under hospital supervision. Doctors expected them to die. But instead, their blood pressure dropped. They lost excess weight. They stayed healthy. Digestion improved. They passed 80% less waste. The only issue Stefansson had was when doctors forced him to eat lean meat. Once he added fat back in, everything returned to normal. Even a study from 1886 recorded a man who ate only meat, lost 14 pounds, doubled his mental energy, and had 0 intestinal gas. So why does meat digest so cleanly? Narrator. Our gut health is tied to everything: mood, energy, immunity, even mental health. 5 different studies show constipation is linked with depression. People with IBS have much higher rates of anxiety, depression, chronic fatigue. Now, here's the shocking part. A zero-fiber diet often improves constipation. In one study, high fiber worse symptoms, low fiber some improvement. Zero fiber 100% of patients saw symptoms disappear. 100%. Why? Because fiber increases gas, bloating, fermentation, methane. Methane slows gut motility, causing, yes, constipation. This explains why thousands switching to carnivore report less gas, less bloating, easier digestion, more energy, better mood. Some vegans even quit their diet after bleeding intestines, severe bloating, unbearable gas, food intolerances. Your gut might not be able to handle plant fibers, because humans aren't built like gorillas. Gorillas eat plants all day. They're huge, muscular, powerful. So why can't humans do the same? Because gorillas have massive fermentation chambers, huge colons, the ability to extract calories from cellulose, constant gas production. We do not. When our ancestors started eating meat, our guts shrank, our brains grew, our stomach acid became stronger than many carnivores. We evolved to absorb nutrients from fat and protein. Humans were never built to process large amounts of fiber. We were built to digest meat. And when people switch to carnivore, they notice something strange. They barely produce any poop, because meat digests almost completely. Kent, a man with no colon who wears a colostomy bag, said, "When I eat meat, everything digests. When I eat plants, the bag fills with air." Harvard researchers surveyed 2029 carnivore dieters. Here's what they found. 4 gut conditions. 97% improved or fully resolved their gut issues. 4 diabetes and insulin resistance. 74% reversed it completely. 24% improved, meaning 98% saw benefits. This contradicts mainstream claims that red meat causes diabetes. In fact, doctors as early as 1797 treated diabetes with nothing but meat and fat. Section 6. Why removing plants helps some people. 1930 to 11 p.m. Plants can't run, so they defend themselves chemically. Many plants contain oxalates, lectins, phytates, protease inhibitors, glutinous proteins, natural pesticides, cyanide precursors. Examples: spinach blocks iron, beans block zinc, black beans block zinc from oysters, corn tortillas almost eliminate mineral absorption, nuts, seeds, grains prevent protein digestion. And yes, studies show every common vegetable contains 60 to 136 identified carcinogens, in tiny amounts, but still real. Most bodies tolerate these toxins in small doses. Some don't. For sensitive people, eating plant toxins every day can cause inflammation, mood instability, intestinal pain, autoimmune reactions, fatigue, migraines. When they remove plants, they heal. Carnivore dieters consistently report less anxiety, less depression, more mental clarity, better sleep, better mood stability. Why? Because animal foods contain B vitamins, vitamin D, choline, creatine, iodine, iron, zinc. These are crucial for brain chemistry. A 2021 study found that people who don't eat meat have higher risks of anxiety and depression. But even more important, inflammation and depression are deeply connected. People with depression often have 30 to 50% higher inflammatory markers. Injecting humans with LPS, a bacterial toxin, reliably produces sadness, anxiety, social withdrawal, inability to feel pleasure. And guess what reduces inflammation dramatically? Ketosis. Carnivore zero carbs, deep ketosis, anti-inflammatory state. Fasting, which induces ketosis, has been shown since 1983 to dramatically improve arthritis and mental clarity. This may explain why bipolar patients, people with major depression, people with anxiety disorders, often see improvements on low-carb, keto, or carnivore. The carnivore diet isn't magic. It's not a miracle. It's not perfect for everyone. But thousands of people have discovered that removing plants and fiber gave their bodies the chance to heal in ways they never expected. So the real question is not, why does carnivore work for so many people? The real question is, why did we assume plants were harmless for everyone? Maybe the answer has been in front of us all along. Sometimes, simple diets solve complex problems. This is the carnivore mystery.